Hello class, this is Kaylee Schwinn, here to present for Modern European Art 2, Summer A 2020. This presentation concerns Giorgio De Chirico's oil painting, The Uncertainty of the Poet. This presentation will cover primarily the background importance of each focal point on the canvas. To begin, a quick overview of what we see displayed in Uncertainty. A cast of classical sculpture, a bunch of bananas. To the right there is a series of arcades that unfortunately I will not have the time to delve into, and in the background we can see a train heading to the left of the canvas and a furled sail of a boat on the right. Art history professor Dr. Rosemary Barrow had a great explanation for the title of the piece, taking the word poet in the title to mean any creative endeavor. The title then would relate to the uncertainty of creating work, whether it be written word or visual arts. In the next few slides, I will explain that De Chirico was inspired by his upbringing in this particular painting. In his artistic uncertainty, he brought himself back to a place of inspiration. Giorgio De Chirico was born in Volos, Greece. He initially attended the Athens School of Fine Arts, but later moved to Munich, Germany, and attended the Academy of Fine Arts. Giorgio moved to Paris in 1911, which means he painted Uncertainty of the Poet during this time of his life, now known as his metaphysical period. This self-portrait of the artist was painted in 1911 while he lived in Paris. However, the artist listed this painting as done between 1912 to 1913. The Met Museum says Giorgio did this to assert the innovatory style of his pictures. The Tate Museum reports that the classical cast of Aphrodite, shown in Uncertainty of the Poet, was a popular vendor item purchased in Paris. Henri Matisse even painted Plaster Torso and Bouquet in 1919, pictured to the right of Giorgio's depiction of the Aphrodite cast. As we know, Aphrodite is the Greek goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, and procreation. Perhaps the indication that the cast was indeed Aphrodite and not the Roman goddess of love, Venus, is evidence of Giorgio's inspiration from his birthplace, even though he lived in Italy and even had his artistic epiphany in Florence. Regardless of whether the sculpture's inclusion was planned or simple happenstance, its presence is associated with erotic undertones, especially in its proximity to the bunch of bananas, and the fact that the sculpture is missing without her arms, legs, and head. Without bodily autonomy, the female form is no longer full of life, it is reduced. When the viewer observes the placement of the banana bunch, it is nearly impossible to ignore that its juxtaposition to Aphrodite's pelvis creates blatant phallic imagery, and not just one banana, which is phallic in nature on its own, but an entire bunch, and a singular banana broken off of the bunch. The bananas appear to be quickly over-ripening and turning brown and soft. In other words, they were past their prime. Was the youthful De Chirico attempting to portray the erectile dysfunction that can occur to men that are perhaps past their prime? The bananas may perhaps mean nothing at all, says art historian Andrew Graham Dixon. He states that since De Chirico is painting in the metaphysical style, it is indeed possible that they are included simply because of their own merit as a good fruit. However, some make claims that there are Freudian symbols in Uncertainty, and that the artist has transformed his parents into edible objects to conquer them. Another angle for the viewer to approach the subject of bananas is to consider their origin. While most may associate bananas with tropical climates, bananas were spread to Greece and Europe by Alexander the Great's return from India, so the presence of the bananas could be connected to Chirico's birthplace as well. Some art historians believe the furled sail in the background of Uncertainty to represent Giorgio's birth town, Volos. They also believe it is possible that the train and red brick represent the Thessalonian Railway, where Giorgio's father worked. Since they are both methods of transportation, it is also possible that De Chirico wanted to convey that his life at the moment was very mobile, after moving from Greece to Germany to Italy and then France. While some may argue that because the painting is metaphysical and therefore may hold no intrinsic meaning, all of these moving parts working together in Uncertainty of the Poet lead me to believe that it is grounded in De Chirico's upbringing in Greece. And with that, I am finished with my presentation. I hope I have made De Chirico's work even a little more approachable. Thanks for watching.